Alright, I'm just getting my screenshot. But I want to talk about it. You guys got me waking up. I'm reading my comments. Good morning. Hope y'all having a good day. Actually, my room's really messy. I was just getting my screenshot there. I was laying down, but you guys might need to help me. I'm gonna do a trading setup here. I might let you guys actually just pick out some items for me, help me remodel and set. I don't even want to show you this room. It's honestly messy, but we got to figure out something to do. But I want to talk about that video I posted yesterday. I liked it. Some people posted some interesting comments, and I liked it. I liked it, and I thought it was interesting. I wanted to comment on it and talk about this. And you know, right away, some people, you know, one person said this isn't trading, this isn't, you know, this isn't a way to do it, yada, yada, yada. But I strongly disagree. Here we got it here. Well, let me pull up even, you know, the E-Trade platform. This is, you know, Facebook and what was going on with it. But what I want to explain is now a more in-depth thing. And now what I liked about it, you know, we're talking on this topic of trading with a little bit amount of money. And, you know, I made that last video to get you guys interested in this topic. You know, a lot of people are trying to trade with a little bit amount of money. They're trying to do a lot of even gambling stuff. What I talked about yesterday, was it gambling? Was it, you know, the odds? You know, I think the probability of success on that play is probably less than 30%, who knows? But it, you know, the whole idea here is I'm trying to get people started on the idea of how they can make a few basic trades and just start trading options. I would rather do something like that than trade a penny stock, or, you know, you're not then buying even one share of a company. You know, the risk return, you know, if you're younger, you could take that risk. It makes more sense. But there's more reasoning that goes behind that play. You know, when I brought that up, I do want to talk about that. You know, that was for beginners and getting people, that last video was for beginners and getting people interested in trading and options in general versus something like penny stocks or something like that, where it's, you know, they're going to have better off chances with that. Now, do I do technical analysis or anything like that? No, you know, and I thought it was funny, you know, I have a lot more than 2 years trading experience. I know some of the person saying that, oh, this and that, they said, you know, they've been trading for 2 years. That's awesome. And, you know, I do make money at trading. I make a good amount off trading and using strategies like this. You know, my strategy with a play like Facebook, you know, that one wasn't as good, but you have to consider Facebook has dropped a lot, you know, from 216 to 153, you know, from 216, that's like a 28% drop. And if it jumped back there, that'd be like a 50% or a 40% move on Facebook. So that is a big move on a company like this. You know, you can make a lot of money trading something like this, but that makes sense looking at the option, what's happened. But like a good example, I had it up earlier right there when we were upstairs, was AMD. You know, here's AMD, they've gone up, and you really, the key, like I said, it's not just about buying a random option. You have to understand what you're buying itself, and there's two factors with options. You know, it's not like buying a share, and people are commonly against this idea of holding long term because options decay. You buy an option over time. You're buying something with time. You're buying the right to a stock that's not really trading. You're saying, I'm going to pay more for a stock. You know, you could go through my other videos, or I'll make a comprehensive one going over this, but essentially it all depends on what the stock moves. So that's why I brought up Facebook. That's a stock where if it just goes back simply to where it was trading after one of those bad earnings, that's like a 40% move from here. And, you know, to say it could do that in the next 12 months, 16 months, you'd be surprised. And I think really what I'm bringing up, where it was you know, again, a little bit amount of money, little effort trading, that is the type of play I wanted to highlight. So here's a good example of a stock that's done that. And, you know, you could even see in the year, because someone said if you did this, it's a low odd chance. That's not true, because I've done this even with, you know, here's this video, how much to start trading with. This is an old video I've made years ago, how I turned $600 into 30,000 bucks. So you could see, you know, I do similar stuff. But what was I gonna say? What was I gonna show you? Here's even just in the last year with AMD. This is one of those January leap contracts. So if you went to January 2020, right? And even if you bought it 4 months ago or in May, yeah, about 5 months ago in May, you could have got these contracts. So I'm not overlaying it. This is just the contract itself. If you guys could see that, let me Let me focus. You see it's at 1260. It hit a low at one point of 134. Let's see. I don't know why it's not focusing on that, but that was going for $134 in May. I probably should have just done this on the computer. Sorry for being annoying. But, you know, this, you could have bought it for $134 in May, 5 months ago. You could even bought it a year ago, literally last October, for $300, and that's a big amount of money. And it at one point hit $1,800. It's still worth $1,200 today, and that's because the stock ramped up. But at the time, you know, in May, if you got AMD in May, it's literally the same thing as what we're talking about here. The stock would have been at $9, $10, $12, and then it went up to 30, but your call was at 17 bucks. So you're pretty much saying the stock was going to go up 70% in a year and some change, which is exactly the same thing. But that's the whole idea, is finding stocks though that were on the lows, that were beat down and have gone down a lot, you know. And AMD, you know, they were just actually very, very good, and you know, they were up. They had a good run, and then they were really aiming towards their lows. But that's the same thing with Facebook, and that's the idea of this play. Now, another difference is, you know, that play, I identify that far out of the money. You got to understand, if you do get an out of the money option, those are risky. And, you know, I only got that far out of the money on that Facebook play simply because I'm looking to say, hey, $100 play for you guys. But in this case, you know, if we're talking something, if we're talking something where, you know, I'm trying to play Facebook, I probably would have got something around $400 to $600 for a contract. But you see the idea here. And the next thing you got to take into consideration is that it's not really, you're not going to hold it this long. Can you hold it this long and does time benefit you? Yes. But the whole idea of these with the fluctuations, even if you look at the Facebook, Netflix's on these leap contracts, is that after 1, 2, 3 months, they could make big moves and you could sell out and you don't have to hold it for that duration. But again, the risk is time goes on, the stock doesn't move or goes opposite to what you predicted, you lose your entire amount of money. And that's the thing, that's what makes options risky. At the end of the day, you're never owning any equity, and that's what people don't like. That's what I don't like about it. That's just the downside. However, there is positives that outweigh it at times, but that's if you're smart. But again, you know, so people commenting on those videos, you know, I appreciate it, and it's good to see that people are aware of that. However, too, this is a starting point. You guys should take this as a starting point to get an idea of, hey, well, paper trade, you know, go watch my other videos, you know, before commenting on that one, you know, go watch other videos, see what's said, go through the free stock trading course, start paper trading and practice, because options is tricky. But if you know, I'm bringing this up because simply if some of you just did this and you're saying I have $200-300 bucks, I want to start trading, and you just really spent time, found a company that's on the low, that has been beaten down, has a good potential to go up, go through the option chain, and you know, you're eyeballing it, paper trade for a little bit, and just throw that money on a longer term contract, especially with the market where it's at right now, you have the odds in your favor on that. And that you'd probably be better doing that and turning off your computer than trying to day trade, buy some penny stock. And again, you know, start looking towards options when it comes to answering the question, I have a little bit amount of money, how do I take that to the stock market and make money? You go and trade options. You know, it's different than penny stocks. It's different than weed stuff. It's different than day trading using technicals, simply because you're getting to use leverage. You do have to go against the time decay, but the fact is, it's all based on the stock you're picking's movement. You're not confined to PR releases, fake volume, promotion, whatever the case may be. And, you know, you have a lot more things going for you. And, you know, with the volatility, you know, the fact you could get leverage and you guys could get the opportunity to play stocks like Amazon, Facebook, Apple, these really expensive stocks. It's a great way to make a lot of profit with a little bit amount of money. That's my go-to way to do it. And, you know, I love it. You know, it's great. But again, it doesn't change the risk. You know, it doesn't change, you know, total losses. Go look at my videos. I've posted losses. I've posted videos I've done and trades I've done where I've taken losses, 4, 5, 6 losses, taken some wins. And, you know, you could go see how it is. But the fact of the matter, you know, it's difficult. Options are definitely difficult and risky, but this should give you guys an idea. Start looking. There is resources. Is there YouTube tutorials? There's my channel, of course. You could go a lot of YouTube places. Just be cautious on the information you're taking. You know, somebody even said that, like, I should listen to you, but I feel like I shouldn't listen to you, but this is like a good starting point. Yeah, you shouldn't listen to a guy who doesn't show his face. Hi, you know? Any information on YouTube, any information you're gonna get, you gotta be very cautious with how you're digesting it and taking it in. I honestly like just the base financial sources, Investopedia, you know, that's to look up the definition, just look up what is kind of the uniform industry standard, go read filings, go on Investopedia, see what you don't understand, read finance stuff, Google it, you know, and don't get too confined with a quote unquote trading strategy as opposed to just learning options, how prices are moving, how, you know, and understanding the stock market, because that's really what it's going to come down to. But I'll leave it at that. Hopefully this guys helps. Hopefully this clarifies, it gives you an idea and shows you guys what I'm trying to do with this and that play and makes some sense. You know, I guess to even recap, you see a play like AMD, you know, go look at that video I said with the $100,000. You know, it is all about finding something that has a good potential. Now, I like Redfin. I think that's one that could possibly do it. I could pull that up and find something. You know, I pulled up Facebook. It's easy, quick. And again, I think because of their big drop, they have a chance to move. But, you know, you never know. But again, the whole idea is find something that can make a move. You see AMD, and if you're able to take advantage of the price being low, get a good amount of time, even if it's kind of crazy out of the money, you could, you know, again, this is a $100 bet. This is risky. Your idea and your expectation, you could lose all of your money. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully this helps. I love you guys. Drop a like, comment, give me some more questions. I'd love to talk back and forth. You guys are great. So enjoy your weekend. Peace out.